Welcome to the Morning Nerdy News. I'm your host, Gray Falcon. Before we get started today, I just want to remind you that if you are looking for a special, unique gift for someone this year, head over to facebook.com/geekygifts by Amber. This is done by my wife. You can see the incredible hat that I am wearing today and many others that I wear throughout the shows, but honestly, this is probably my favorite one, except for maybe Toothless, but I like him more for special occasions than just wearing around for no reason. Plus, he's a little warmer than this one because of all the extra padding. But head over to Geeky Gifts by Amber on Facebook, and you can check out all of her incredible things, such as the different hats you see displayed down below. You can get masks ordered from her, so you see me wearing a teddy bear mask down there, as well as other clothing and apparel that you can order for a unique item for this Christmas season. And today is the Xbox special, so the system gets released tomorrow, and I wanted to make sure everyone had all the information that they could on the system. So first off, pre-orders. Pre-orders will be available tomorrow to everyone that place them. You may have to go to the site. So like Best Buy, you may have to go to their site and schedule a time for the actual pickup of your system if you did a pickup in store. This is also going to be true for most locations. So Walmart, other places like that are going to have scheduled pickup times for anything that went to the store for delivery. If you have not received one, Walmart and other locations are going to have where you can go in and do the pre-orders and pick those up same day. Now, places like Best Buy, though, are only going to have the online orders, and they will either ship to store or ship to your home. You're not going to be able to do a pickup same day. So make sure that when you're doing your pre-order that you know what your site is doing. Now, GameStop currently has a pre-order link listed on their site, and that's not currently available. What they are doing is they are making select amounts of the system available for the Xbox All Access. So this is going to be released tomorrow, and supposedly you can still get the All Access with this. Now, I don't know if you can only get this in store, what all the options are going to be, because it says in-store option here, shipped to home, out of stock, unavailable. So not a whole lot here, but you can go and somehow pick this up through this program. Doesn't appear to currently be available online, so maybe call your local store, see if they are offering this for next day pickup when this releases tomorrow. Otherwise, you may have to wait till tomorrow to order this online or go into a store to order it. But again, a lot of places are doing online only, so I wouldn't expect you to be able to order this in a store, but there may be special exceptions for this setup. If you have Xbox All Access or are interested in it, $34.99 per month for 24 months for the Xbox Series X, and this is also going to come with 2 years of Xbox Game Pass. Where if you go with the Series S instead, that bumps it down to $24.99 a month for 2 years and still includes the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for both of these. This is a great deal. The Xbox Game Pass Ultimate allows you to get the cloud gaming features as well, so you can play on an Android phone right now. They are supposed to be getting this for other services such as PC or other devices such as on an Xbox console later on, but that was mentioned that it's going to be further down on their list, and it's not something that they're coming out with right away. So if you are getting the Series S, while that is a great feature because of how low the memory is, especially for just playing, individual games that don't require you to go on and have co-op and other things, that may be a deal breaker for you right now, given how low the memory is and not being able to have access to all those games without doing a whole lot of install and uninstall on those. These are a great deal. If you do the math, sometimes it comes out a little bit cheaper depending upon how you are paying for the Game Pass Ultimate. Now, keep in mind that if you pay up front, you can get large long-term subscriptions of this at a cheaper price than what is available within this bundle. But if you're paying the $15 a month, which is what Ultimate typically costs, then you're actually going to save a little bit of money with these bundles. And then if you are unable to get them tomorrow, we have confirmation that there will be a limited supply on Black Friday. However, this is on GameStop, and they are saying that it is in stores only. So a little counter to everything we've been hearing so far about having to do online only, at least for launch day. But if you want to go out and get one of these on Black Friday because you missed out or simply need another system for someone in your family or something, you will be able to go to the local store and fight for the limited supply of what's available for these. Hopefully we'll see other deals like this pop up that simply weren't printed in other stores such as Walmart or other locations, but no information at this time. And then for the Xbox Series X and S, we're going to go ahead and cover the actual specs for these. So if you haven't been through this, you haven't read through and seen what all of these are capable of, what we have here is Xbox Series X from their site listing the CPU as an 8-core AMD Zen 2 CPU at 3.8 gigahertz with 3.6 gigahertz with SMT enable. And then the Series S is similar with 8 cores Zen 2 CPU, but it only hits 3.6 gigahertz or 3.4 gigahertz with SMT enabled. GPU side, we have the AMD RDNA 2 on both of these. The Series X will get 52 CUDA cores at 1.825 gigahertz, where the Series S drops all the way down to 20 CUDA cores with 1.565 gigahertz. So a significant drop in total power. And as you can see on the next slide, the next line down here, it's 12.15 teraflops of GPU power versus 4 teraflops. Now, keep in mind, this isn't the end all be all for performance. The new architecture for RDNA and the new processors allow things to save in the actual system memory, and the Series X gets 16 gigabytes of GDDR6, where the Xbox Series S only gets 10 gigabytes. So a difference there in memory, and what those can do is actually load information down into that memory and have that saved for gameplay, so you get faster load times. That's why we're seeing some of this comparison where the Xbox is loading super fast with these new games, whereas because it saves it all in there, and the quick resume allows it to jump between those because it allows both games to be stored within that memory and just pop back and forth between those two. So it's really impressive stuff with all that. The memory is split up into two different things. So 10 of that gigabyte is reserved for gameplay, so 560 gigabytes per second, and then another 6 is at a lower speed at 336 gigabytes per second, and I believe that portion is reserved primarily for CPU usage versus GPU usage. However, my understanding is it can take advantage of part of that for gaming as well when it's programmed for, and the same is true over on the Series S, just with a lower amount where it goes 8 gigabytes at 224 gigabits per second and 2 gigabytes at 56 gigabytes per second. So significantly slower on the actual RAM speed as well between these two systems. So you are definitely going to see that performance hit in that processing as well. With target performance, we have 4K 60 frames per second on the Series X with up to 120 frames per second. Now keep in mind that 120 frames per second is not intended for 4K. We probably will not see any games hit 120 frames per second at 4K for next gen titles. It's possible that prior gen titles, where they can go in and have those features updated, some of those may be able to hit that depending upon how everything falls, but I would not expect that with this system. And then we have 1440p at 60 frames per second and up to 120 frames per second again on the Series S. So we're still getting really good performance out of this. There has been information that says that these games still look really good on these systems, even though you may not get 4K true for this. You may get some 4K upscaling from the 1440p and still be able to get 60 frames per second. But again, we don't really have any next gen games that can be tested for this, and I have not seen any reviewers who have actual access to the system show that they're able to necessarily do that. So we'll find out and probably get more information as the day goes on and into tomorrow as we get more and more availability to games for testing. We have the 1 terabyte expansion card. This is a $220 purchase. It's significantly more expensive than we were hoping. And if you went to the Series S and then you have to buy the extra terabyte just to even be competitive in storing memory, if you can, go for the Series X in that case, because getting the terabyte in that built in, which comes out to about 802 gigs available after the UI is installed, gives you significantly more than the 360 some odd gigs that are in the Series S after the UI on that one. So it's just going to make a huge difference for you. So rather than investing in both, if you can, I would suggest investing in just the one. All right, and then backwards compatibility. Again, thousands of games of Xbox One and backwards compatible 360 and original Xbox games. Gaming accessories are backwards compatible. This is both things. And when it says Xbox One, it's talking about primarily the controllers. You are not going to be able to hook up your Kinect to this, unfortunately. We still use the Kinect in my house. My wife loves the dancing game, so we break that out every once in a while. So if you are someone who still uses your Kinect, still likes to get in there, do dancing games or whatever with your Kinect for those games, be prepared to hold on to your old system. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to enjoy those. As far as disk drive is concerned, the Series S is digital only. So if you buy that, you are also going to be paying the premium for digital games. Keep in mind that it may not seem that terrible, but the price of games is going up, and physical copies of games have always had a quicker and better sale value. It is very common to see a game go on sale for digital and then go find a physical copy that is $5 to $10 cheaper than what the digital sale is. And it's not uncommon to be able to go out and buy a new game at $10, $20 off, where digital, you are not going to get that pre-order discount like you can with other companies. So if you're someone that pre-orders, you're probably going to save more money in the long term if you buy a lot of games going with the disc version. And again, display out is going to be HDMI 2.1, which allows for that 120 frames per second for those games that can handle it. Again, that probably won't be at 4K. We're probably looking at 1080p or 1440p on the Xbox Series X in order to achieve those types of things. And price, of course, $499 US for the Series X and $299 for the Series S. And then we're going to go ahead and look into optimized games, and we have a quick list over here from Xbox's website where it's showing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Watch Dogs Legion, and Dirt 5 are the primary ones presented here. Now, you can scroll down and we will see updates on existing games through Smart Delivery or Dual Gen. Now, Dual Gen, keep in mind, means a little bit different depending upon the company that's doing it, but it basically means you are going to have to pay an upcharge in order to get next gen. For example, you can get Control Ultimate Edition and it will give you that update with it. But if you already own the normal Control, you are not getting that free update. So you have to own the Control Ultimate Edition. Now, if you buy Control Ultimate Edition for $40 or find it on sale somewhere, because I have seen Control going on sale for $20, $25 at locations, you'll be able to get that upgrade to the new system. Unfortunately, early adopters of that game who probably paid $60 for it at the get-go are not going to receive that update. And then something that's even worse, if you come down to 2K for their basketball game, the NBA 2K21, that one in particular, they offer either a $100 version that gives you both versions of the game, or $60 for current gen or $70 for next gen with nothing in between. So if you want both, you are paying a $100 premium to have it on last gen and also be able to get that free upcharged upgrade to next generation of $30. Or if you are lucky enough to get the new system, and you know you're only going to play it on that, it's $70 for it. But if you go last gen, it's $60. But you can look through here, all of these with the check mark are the smart delivery ones that will get enhancements from the new system in some way, shape, or form. It may not be full updates. It may be something that simply allows it to load in faster. You may not get ray tracing with it, but you may be able to take better advantage of the enhanced performance for load times and draw distance, those types of things that you just didn't have that availability on older systems with the older hard drives and hardware. So keep that in mind when looking through this. Most of this is in development or coming soon. And then the final part that I want to cover with this is what comes with the Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate. And we've got a large stock of games. These games rotate in and out. So keep in mind that if you get this, the only games that pretty much stay and are guaranteed to stay are Xbox exclusives. But within this Ultimate, you also get the xCloud service that allows you to play on Android right now and later on PC and other devices in order to come in and enjoy these elsewhere. They have talked about a potential streaming stick, so an Xbox stick kind of like a Google Chrome or an Amazon Alexa device that plugs into your TV, and then you're able to enjoy playing your games on cloud just using that little stick and a controller. So that might be of something of interest to you as well. If you don't get your hands on these, or if you go PlayStation for some reason, or even if you're just a PC gamer and then you can take advantage of Ultimate and then you still get that little stick that you can plug in and play on your TV. Great way to go about things and enjoy your games without having to necessarily invest in the new system or supplement it if you want that original system to have those powerful graphics in your living room or one location, and then you have another room where you can go and put those in and be able to play those games throughout the house without having to put in the extra cost of another system. So it's not uncommon for this to get a lot of those little single A games and then every once in a while come out with a big hitter such as The Witcher, which The Witcher was there for probably 2-3 months and then gone. It's got like Shocktober, so they did a lot of things that were horror based or scare based. Destiny right now, Destiny 2 is going to have all of the expansions as part of this. So the new one that drops tomorrow is a part of this. So another great thing that comes in with Game Pass is knowing that if you're a Destiny player, you can come in and take advantage of all of those. Now, this currently isn't available on PC. This is one of those downsides to Game Pass where I don't understand it, but they do have a lot of games that are very much limited to one side for console first, with the hope of them coming out on other systems later, such as PC or cloud gaming. Very worthwhile for knowing that when you purchase your system, if you have Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, or you purchase the All Access that comes with those, you are going to get a lot of games that you can enjoy and play right out of the box. That's going to be everything with this. Thanks for hanging out. Remember, if you haven't already, click the follow button. If you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button and follow me on Twitter as The Gray Falcon. Until next time, have a good one.